on an Angular app to make a shade. It's a shared calendar, and let's see. Our current task is we're doing a view event component. So currently, when you click on an event to edit it, you get this pop-up, this modal. That's actually the same modal as when you create an event. So what we want to do is we want to make a brand new route. So when you click on an event to edit it, it it goes to like a view or edit event page, and then once we get that set up, that'll kind of segue into viewing other people's events.
Yep.
So let's take a look. Um, so we've got a calendar component here. And when you click on a event, we've got a edit calendar event function right here. This brings up the add event modal. So now we're going to want to go to a new route. So let's
Yep.
go ahead and make just like a view event. Oh, we already made it.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay. I
What did we
didn't.
do? Okay, I don't remember this at all, but
Neither do I.
all right. Did we make a route for it?
I don't know.
We
We did.
did? What?
Wow. Did we already do this? No, there's no way we did it.
Hold
Well,
on.
I mean, maybe
Oh,
it's just
wait,
not
wait,
hooked
wait, wait,
up.
wait. It's in my history. Okay, I don't know what happened there.
Huh.
So, oh, I do kind of remember doing this. Because remember it says you are viewing an event?
Oh yeah, that's right. We
Okay.
decided we'd hook that up real quick before we ended the stream.
Okay. All right, so let's hook that up real quick.
Yep.
All right, so inside of the calendar component, instead of having an on click, we're just going to make a, what is it called? Router link? NG router link?
Yeah, I've always been I always preferred just doing it through the click event because that
Oh, so
way
you can
if you
add
want to
analytics
add
or whatever?
exactly,
Okay, yeah, we
or
can
if
do
there's
that.
something else that you want to do, then you could do that pretty easily.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. So we already have this edit calendar event function. We're passing in an event so we can prevent default and stop propagation. So now we've got an event to edit, and instead of popping up this modal, we can just do
I wonder if we should call it view calendar event.
okay,
What do you
sure,
think?
sure.
Or maybe something more generic like click. It's like you're clicking on the event itself, and then
Uh,
depending on if you're the owner, you edit it right away versus viewing it
okay,
as a
that's a good idea.
non-owner.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. I would imagine the view event component would be in charge of figuring out if you're the owner and then showing the right controls or whatever.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree.
All right. What do I call this? Click event. I wonder if the event here should be a component. I guess it is only one
Um,
div.
yeah, I mean, I I kind of agree with that, but because it's so simple, it's probably not a priority right now.
Okay. All right. So we need a router. Uh, this takes an array, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't it tell you? There you go. Okay. Um,
it's just
view slash ID.
is ID is that's a an object ID, right?
In the client, it's a string.
Okay, right. Yeah. So, but I mean, ultimately, it represents an object ID.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So it's just gonna go there. Let's see what happens. Okay. You are viewing an event. Excellent.
Cool.
I thought we were displaying the event's name. Oh, there's no way to go back
We.
either.
Oh yeah,
Except the
we'll have
back
to fix
button.
that. Let's
calendar
see.
event.name.
Is that correct? Like, are we populating calendar event? And I don't think it's name. I think
It's got a name.
what is name? Huh. Okay.
Okay. Oh. We never actually. Oh, we are looking it up. All right.
Okay.
Let's see what's happening here. Okay, calendar, this.id. So it has the ID, does the lookup, and it never comes back. Oh, did we make the controller route for it?
The controller route. What do you mean?
Um, oh, I guess like did we make a calendar like a get for
Oh, I
calendar
see.
events?
I thought we did.
Create, update, search. There's a
Okay.
search, but there's no get.
Okay.
So let's make a get. I'm surprised we didn't make a get.
Yeah.
Calendar event
Maybe we did, but
equals.
then we decided to take it out because we didn't have that functionality yet.
Isn't there a?
What are you looking for?
Isn't there Isn't there a get one or like find?
Find one.
I guess find by ID is what we really want.
Yeah, that's true.
Rec.params.id. Okay. Um, where are the routes defined?
Uh, didn't we have? Oh, yeah.
Calendar event
That's
routes. Why did we call
where
it
is that?
calendar event routes? Oh no, that's. Oh, okay. That's weird. I didn't see that.
Hmm.
I feel like extra discombobulated today. I don't know why.
It's probably because you've been out of this for a while, and
Yeah.
we both have.
All right. So theoretically, if I refresh, we should see it. It went to the dashboard. Okay.
Hmm.
That's weird. Oh, I have to restart my server.
Oh, yeah. We got to fix that. Yeah, I feel like that. Since now I'm doing Android at work,
Hmm.
that I feel like I'm already losing that way of thinking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So
Fans
I have to
fast.
do this more. Yep.
Okay, we got our event. We could probably get rid of the you are viewing an event.
Yeah.
Uh,
So how should we design this screen?
Good question. I guess to start with, we could just list out everything in the event.
Okay.
So we got a start date, end date, a name, and a description. We have a user ID, so we could display like all the user info.
Okay.
Um,
What if we do like name on top and then the start and end date on the same line underneath? And then it would just be like the description container below that.
okay.
Although I
So
don't,
you said
where would we
name on
put?
top, and then what?
Yep. Then the start and end date on one line.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine for now. We can format it later. And then after that would be the description. But I don't know where we would put the name, like the owner.
Right. Hosted by. we could say.
Okay. I feel like that should be before the description.
Okay.
So maybe between the dates and the description.
Oh, we have to grab the user.
Yep.
I wonder if we should like populate it and just have it put it on the calendar event, or to like make a separate call.
Oh, so like instead of storing owner ID, we would store like the owner, like
No, we'd
a
still store the
portion of the
owner
owner
ID
object.
in the database, but then when we make the call to get the calendar event, we could populate the, the owner user object.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Or should we just make a second call?
Um, I actually kind of like the idea of storing the owner on the event. So, like right now, we have owner ID,
Mm-hmm.
but what if we have like an owner document, like a sort of like a subset of the owner document? So it's owner with the ID, then their name.
Yeah. I
But
think
I mean, it's a lot of refactoring right now.
well, that and also like then we have to like worry about keeping it up to date and stuff.
Oh, that's true.
Because this is more like a relational, even though we're not using a
Yeah,
relational database, this particular thing I think lends itself to a relational database.
yeah, for sure. Okay,
Um,
yeah, let's fetch that information then
okay.
on the server.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll go in here. All right. I need a quick refresher.
Although, is it better to just trying to think here because if we have the server do the process, I mean, we know that we're going to get that call anyway,
Hmm.
so it's better to do the processing ahead of time rather than have the client make another HTTP request to fetch data that we know it's going to need.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is the right way to go.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Did we define our schema properly? We user ID is not.
Shouldn't we have like a reference in there?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so if we put a ref on use, oh, okay, interesting. Oh, gross. Okay, so
What?
they in their schema they have author, but it's an
Mhm.
ID, and then it references person.
Okay.
So if we do this, does it need to be capitalized?
It's a good question.
Is our table even capitalized? It's not. Okay.
No. Well, hopefully it complains if it's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Dot populate author. Oh, that reminded me. We're not in our calls. We're not leaning.
Oh, okay. So leaning, all it does. Okay. So when you do this find by ID, it returns like a mongoose object, right?
Yeah, it's a mongoose
So that has like
document.
a so that has like a bunch of functions on it. Is
Yep.
that right?
It has all the data, and then it has like all these like extra helper things.
Okay.
Um,
And
so
so lean trims all that stuff off
yep,
and gives you just the fields
it's
that you
literally
need.
just a JSON object then.
Okay. Yeah, we should
Also,
probably
I
do that too.
totally didn't notice these are all voids. Oh, I guess they are
Well,
voids. You're right. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If we were using SOA or TSOA, then
Mhm.
we'd send back the object.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and call lean on all the exec. What?
Wait, what? Create. Okay, so you have to await. So, okay, on line 13,
Uh-huh.
where you sending the calendar event, is that where you need to do like the dot
No, it should be on the
lean?
create itself.
But that's returning a promise of a document. So I think you need
Yeah.
to.
The exec oh shit. The exec I think turns it into I don't recall exactly.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so a mongoose query is not a promise, but it is a thenable. So if you want to use an actual promise, then you use exec.
Okay.
So this says it returns a promise though. Hmm. I'm not sure why I don't have an exec on there, nor do I have a .lean.
Let's see. Can you go back to our code real quick?
Sure.
Where we okay, so calendar event model. We say find by. Okay, so we're doing dot create. Can the create even send back? Like, can you even execute a lean on create? You know what I mean? Like, can
I
you try it on the
do.
find? So
Oh, does create just not?
yeah, because I feel like we ran into this at work, didn't we?
I don't
We
recall.
were we were creating all those like factory methods,
Yeah.
and I remember one of them you can't
I
lean
think
it.
I think you're right. I think you're right because I don't remember why, but that
Yeah, I don't remember why either. I remember. I think we never figured out why. We just thought that it was really weird.
okay. Okay, so here's a question. Do we want to make a special get that populates the user? Or do we
Didn't
want
I? Did I see correctly that you could just call like dot populate?
yeah.
So how does that work? Like I've never seen that syntax.
I think I have to do this actually. Um
So is it going to
so
send back the user within the user ID?
I think so. I'm not sure actually. I guess well,
Oh,
let's see what happens. I wonder if I can do it here.
yeah,
Um
because it'd be kind of weird to say like event.user ID and then that returns the user object.
oh, I guess maybe MongoDB can't do it, but Mongoose can.
Is it user ID like that or user underscore? Oh yeah, it is. Okay.
Um
Oh, so it might be a mongoose thing.
yeah. I
Okay,
guess that makes sense if it is. Let's see if this works and what it gives us, I
sure.
guess.
Yep.
Um, so I got to restart my server.
My throat is a little itchy
Uh-oh.
or scratchy.
Do you have the
I
Rona?
always get those two words confused. I don't know why.
Do you have the Rona?
No, no, I don't.
You say that, but
At least I hope not.
okay. So in the user ID field, we now
Ah,
have the actual user object. I don't really like that.
no,
I
neither
wonder
do
if we
I.
could populate a field as something else, like
Yeah,
populate as user.
that'd be nice. Oh, that's kind of gross.
Hmm.
This guy's saying you could do it using the a virtual populate.
What's that?
So on the schema object, he declares or he invokes like a virtual method,
Uh-huh.
and let's see. So then, yeah, the first parameter would be the property that you would populate, and then the second parameter is like the map that declares the reference. It's like you're referencing the user schema, then the
Hmm.
local field would be the ID. So like
Oh, okay. So wait. Did you say he's doing that with an aggregate?
no, with a virtual.
The virtual.
So yeah, let me see if I can send this to you.
Okay. Because I could definitely do this with an aggregate, but
So I sent it to you on
Discord.
Discord. Yeah, so if you scroll down, there's only one upvote though, so I don't know. Like right there, you can see gallery schema.virtual.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it's pretty straightforward, and then you just pass in
Huh.
that. And that's interesting too about that second parameter there,
Uh-huh.
is it looks like you can specify the fields to return or populate,
Hmm.
which could be useful.
Interesting.
Because we probably don't want to send back like the UID, for instance, the
Um.
Google ID.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. Okay. Wow. It's really surprising that they're not supporting this.
So which one is this?
Just having like a user ID field on our object and then populating it into something else.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's so strange.
But I mean, that's what the virtual thing is doing, right?
Yeah, but it's just so weird that it doesn't like natively. Okay, so be it. Okay. So in our schema, virtual takes a
So,
user and then a
yep,
bunch of stuff. Let me just do this. Actually, this is
yep,
pretty much exactly what I need, isn't it?
yeah, pretty much. Except, yeah, that'll be user ID.
Foreign field ID. Okay.
So the ref should be capital user like that or little user.
Okay, probably little user.
Okay.
Okay, so then in our controller, when we populate,
24.
okay, so we're populating user
Yep.
with these fields.
So display name.
And
Yep.
ID. Actually, we probably want ID as well. Do we want? We could use photo ID or photo URL just so we can
Yeah.
show like
I
the
think that's a good
perspective.
idea. And
Alright.
uh, I think we would want the ID.
Yeah.
I don't know about email, but maybe.
Whoops. Oh, that's right. I think you would probably want their email so you can.
Yeah, because I guess if it's like two John Smith, or like if you know two John Smiths, it'd be useful to know the emails. Then you can
Yeah.
know which one it is.
All right. We got to we got to bump up the server watcher higher on the to-do list here.
Yeah,
Where is this?
I
Edit.
think that would be really easy to knock out if you
Yeah.
want to do that now.
Let's get this populated.
Sure.
Let's make sure that it works, and then we'll do it.
Okay.
Oh, did I not actually start this? I didn't. Okay. All right, we got a calendar event. It
Okay.
has a user on it, and the user is an array. Okay. With
Oh,
a
that's
display
weird.
name, an email, and a photo URL, and an ID. So I wonder.
Actually, uh, didn't we say that we would have like an array of users on the calendar somehow?
Yeah, but not as like the owner. I was thinking
Okay.
eventually we'd have like people that it's or yeah, people that the event is shared with. So that
Yeah.
would be another thing that we'd want to populate.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
um, is it display name for user? Display name. Okay, so what are we doing here? Populate user with this stuff. What does the schema say? Ref user, local field, foreign field.
So basically, the populated is sending back an array.
Yeah.
Was it sending back an array before we did the virtual?
No, I don't think it was.
Hmm.
Do you remember when you're doing an aggregate, what is the command to take an
Isn't it?
array?
What is it? Is it unshift? No, not unshift. Um, oh, this guy's saying you can. Wait a second. So on the virtual field,
Mm-hmm.
this guy's saying that you can just pass in just one and true.
Oh, okay. Like this.
Yeah.
Is true a string?
No, it's a
Okay.
boolean.
Okay, let's see what that does.
Yeah, we'll see if that works.
It does not. Oh wait, I
No.
have to
Okay.
restart my server.
That's every time.
Yeah. User. Hey, there it is. Nice.
Cool.
Cool. All right. And now we have this. I'm not sure why it does that. When we refresh the page here. Oh, is it because we haven't populated our user, so our guard is kicking us out?
Um. Oh wait. Yeah, I feel like we ran into this right before we ended the last stream.
So when I refresh here, we do have a cached user,
Okay. But then,
but then it kicks me out to the dashboard.
uh, hmm. Can you look at the route? Because what is the guard on it?
view. There is no guard.
So then, does it have something to do with the Firebase stuff? Like we have events listing to Firebase
Oh,
auth.
yeah.
There's like a auth state changed or something.
Yeah. I bet we're hitting this. User. Yep. Okay. All right, so we'll have to look at that.
Yeah, but that's only when you refresh,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Is that a defect on the board?
Do we even have defects?
I thought so. The red, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Actually, isn't that? Yeah, that's the one right above it.
I don't
So we
think
do have
so.
it.
When
No.
Firebase on-off state change triggers when the user is not logged in and we refresh the
Oh.
page. Um,
Oh, right. Yeah.
on some page that is not dashboard.
Which I think is really only view.
Yeah.
But
All
that's fine.
right. I'll put this up here. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Other than that, though, nice. We're populating all the user stuff on our event. So let's knock out the server watcher real quick.
Sure.
Oopsies. Okay. Um,
So I know we need NodeMon.
okay.
And now, do we want to
We
create
have
like
node
a
mon.
on the server?
Yeah. Have we just not been? Does it exist, but we're just not using it?
How are you starting the server?
I'm running npm run start.
Oh, well, you should run dev.
So
Okay.
why does client have a um,
So I think start runs the ng server, which has watchers built in.
okay. So I feel like this should be ng or this should be dev so that I'm running npm run dev for both client and server.
Do you just want to create like an npm run dev script in the
That does
client that
both.
starts? Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do
let's do
that.
that.
Okay. So for that, I think you need concurrently.
Ah, okay.
I mean, there might be other ways to do it, but I know that's the way that I think that's how we do it at work,
Yeah,
and that's also what I do in my projects too.
like that. Is that how you spell it?
Yep.
So basically, with concurrently, um, we just tell it to do whatever our npm run start is here, and then also like go back a directory, go into server, and then do whatever the server dev is.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna copy this. So
Yeah. So I'm looking at my script, and it looks like the each command is in quotes. So
okay.
you do like concurrently quote, then the client command, close quote, space, open quote, then the server command.
So how do I nest the quotes? Can I use single quotes?
No, you just escape them. It's
Okay.
like backslash quote.
Oops. And then a space, and then the server command. So
So that'd be cd. Yep.
and
I think you want to do. You can just do like cd dot dot slash server, right?
oh, that makes sense.
and you could run npm run dev.
Like that? Oh,
C dot, yeah, there you go.
okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Failed to save package.json. The content of the file is newer. Oh, it's because I
So
installed son of a bitch.
copy that line before
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. So theoretically, we should be good.
Yep.
So what does that mean in terms of server log?
So server log would be printed out here as
Okay.
well. Yeah. So
For both
uh,
servers.
yep. Which for development, I think that's fine.
Okay.
Because we don't really have a log on the client side anyway.
Right. All right. So it says I'm listening on 8080. There we go. And then now it's building client, I assume.
Yeah.
That's weird. We have our server listening on 8080.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
I think it might be done.
Okay. Nice. Oops. Nice.
All right.
That's handy now. I don't
All
have
right.
to start up two command lines.
Yeah. So now make a change to the server.
Okay. Um.
Let's do like a
I will
login or
return
something.
email.
Okay.
So let's go to. Oopsies. User does not have an email. Nice.
Cool.
Cool. Okay. Nice. We finished a card. Damn it. Okay.
Wow.
Update user on login. So that does not work.
Uh,
Oh wait, no, we
oh,
didn't
we
test
have
it.
to retest
Oh,
it.
that's right. Okay. Okay.
So
Code along blog still does not have a space, so that
what
doesn't
the
work.
heck? All right. So there's still something going on there. Well,
Okay.
dang it. The heck.
All right, so we're still working on view event. So we've got an event. Let's use moment to clean this up, I guess. Do we have
Sure.
moment installed? I forget.
Should we use moment or should we
Yeah, we do.
use those? What are they called? Filters in Angular?
Like the pipes.
Yeah.
Um,
Are they called filters or what are they called?
I think it's a pipe.
Oh.
We'll never know.
Yeah, we're on the exact same page. See, yeah, I bet you're right. Pipes.
Date. Okay, so we can say date dmy. Is the pipe on? Oh, okay. Let's see what that looks like.
Sure.
Might need a different format.
Oh, we probably want the hour too.
Okay. Right.
And the minute and second.
I did it wrong.
Maybe not the second, but yeah.
Oh, it's got to be in quotes. It is in
And I
quotes.
think there has to be a colon there too. So date colon.
Okay.
Okay.
15/4. Except wait, in America we do it the other way, right? Month, day, year.
Yeah, we do. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to, be timist.
Yeah. I wish they showed the format. Son of
You probably want to throw the time on there
a- Okay.
too. So you want to
Um,
do minute then hour?
yeah. No.
No. Okay.
H/:M? See what that looks like.
I think you want H colon or H colon MM. Because otherwise you'll have like 6:6.
Okay. All right. Let's see what this looks like. I'll just double all the things
Yeah,
because
that's
I
fine.
want double-digit months.
Oops. Go back there.
Oh, lost a quote.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
4/15/2020, 7:05 to 7:15. Nice. That looks pretty good.
Yep. I
Um,
mean, it
is
needs some better
that
styling, but
yeah?
yeah,
Is that actually the time though?
I think so.
So am I viewing UTC local time zone?
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Okay. So which event are we looking at? The one ending in 189? 189. It's going from 7:05, 4:15,
7:15.
7:05 to.
Yep.
Okay, nice.
Cool.
Okay. So now if we're planning on sharing these events, I wonder if we have to worry about showing the
Time
time zone on the
zones.
event, or is it just always localized? I guess it would
I
just
think
always be
it.
localized. That would probably make
Yeah,
more sense.
it should
Okay.
be.
All right. I hate time zone stuff.
Yeah, me too. Maybe we'll learn to love it
Mm-mm. It's
through this
impossible.
project. No.
Okay. So technically, we're viewing the event. Obviously, we could style it better.
Yeah,
Um, do we want to have all the editing stuff on here too? If you're the owner?
I think so.
Okay.
Like, I feel like that would be kind of nice.
Okay. So I guess the first thing we need to do is detect if you're an owner or the owner.
Yeah.
So maybe what we want to do is inside of the calendar event service, we could have a am I the owner of this event function? And then
Okay.
you just pass in oh
Well, we're setting back the ID of the event, right?
yeah.
So we could compare that ID to. Like, do we store the ID of the user locally?
Yeah, I mean we have a cached user in the user service
Okay.
and we have the user ID on the calendar event.
Right, but we're not setting back the user ID.
We are
We are.
on the
Well,
event.
okay. We're not setting back the. Okay, I'm thinking of the UID.
Oh, right, right.
So yeah, so I think that should be fine. We can just compare the IDs.
Yeah. So what I don't want to do is have the calendar event service reference the user service. So if we make a function
Right.
that takes a user ID or a user and it takes the event, that seems like it doesn't do
I
anything. It
think
like
we
doesn't need to
could.
be in here.
I feel like we could just put that right in the controller, the view event controller or
Yeah.
component. Sorry.
Okay. It it seems like yes, but also it seems like it we might end up using it somewhere else too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get to that when we get to it.
Yeah. Let's do
Um,
that for now. But
am
yeah, I
I
see your
the
point.
owner? The owner. Why does this look weird? Oh, it's because I the. Uh,
Yeah.
okay. Um. Okay. Wow. Okay. So here is a question. I don't know what my question was gonna be. I've totally blanked out. Okay. We need the user service. Oh, that's right. I remember now. On calendar event schema, do we want to call user ID owner user ID?
I that does make sense because then it's clear uh, who owns it and
Mm-hmm.
what user ID is referencing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Do
Or
you
what?
want to? Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
After using what's it called? Underscore case. I don't know what that's called. After using that for all of our IDs and stuff at work, I'm like, it's kind of growing on me. Instead of camel casing, I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh?
just for IDs. But I don't know why I like that.
Yeah.
All right, and
You're
then
just
I'm
used
gonna
to it,
call
I
this
guess.
owner.
All right. Then local field needs to change to on 27.
Oh, thank you.
So do you want to update the data then too?
In my database.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Populate owner, and I think that should be it. Nope. Yep. Wait. Search. So this should be owner user ID, and we got to make sure we're passing that in. Excuse me. In the
Yep.
service. Oh wait, no, it's in the route. Um, code event
Yes.
routes.
Actually, no. It's just the ID.
Oh,
So that's
search.
on the
It's in
query.
search. Okay, right. So inside of the service,
Right.
search
10.
owner user ID.
Line 10.
Line 10. Oh, okay, thank you. And then I guess owner user, and it's actually just a partial.
Okay. And optional.
Optional. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I think that should be good.
Okay.
So I gotta update my events. The
So
data
it seems
box.
kind of weird though that uh, we're declaring that as an optional on that object. Like I feel like now in some cases, like when we create the calendar,
Hmm.
then uh, the caller in our code, we would when we create that object, we're going to see that there's an owner property that we could maybe set, but it's not actually used in the create on the server side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of confusing, but so it almost seems like we should really have like two separate objects here.
So like a create interface and a everything else interface,
I know, like I hate to say that,
but it is
but
optional and it's a partial.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's such a minor thing, but
Hmm.
it's just like one of those things that you as the developer will not have to remember. Like when you create a calendar event,
Hmm.
owner is just completely ignored. Which
Uh,
I mean, it's not a huge deal, but
so inside of add event dialog. Oh, we gotta change all these. Um, so we're making a new calendar event. Where's this coming from? It's actually from here. Click. Where are we creating a new event? Click day. Oh, we're not even using this. Here we go. So this is our new calendar event that we're passing to the modal, and then the
okay,
modal adds the user ID on it.
right. Well, no,
Or the owner
the
user ID, yeah.
modal.
So
Okay.
inside of the calendar component, when we click on a day, it opens the modal and it passes in an object to like kind of populate stuff with. And
Hmm.
the object is a calendar event that only has a start date and an end date. And then
Okay,
inside the ng on init of the modal, it says if
that's kind
there's
of
no
weird.
owner ID, then populate it. It is a little weird.
Like I feel like it should that should be done in the calendar component.
This part,
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it should be the opposite, where this passes nothing, and then this says, "Is there a calendar event? If not, then make a new one." I feel like that makes more sense, actually. Does it? Maybe not. I'm not sure.
No, that could be.
All right.
So
I'm gonna add
click
a card.
day. Yeah. Wow. I'm just looking at the difference again between the stream and Discord.
Mm.
And when I'm looking at the stream, like I have to squint to really kind of see the text, but
Oh yeah.
on the stream, it's clear as day.
Well, that's good for the potentially one person watching our stream.
Yes, of course, but
Okay, so I was in the middle of fixing up our data here.
yeah.
We got owner user IDs and all these bad boys.
So how many monitors do you have at home?
Like in my home or
Like that you're using right now?
right now I'm using two. I have
Okay.
to my left there's another desk set up with two more monitors for my work setup or
Okay.
whatever. And then my wife has like three monitors, I think.
Wow. 3.
Yeah. She also works from home now.
Dang.
Dang. Okay, so we got Dan the man here. We got a bunch of errors. Can't find display name. The user didn't populate.
Okay.
So let's see what we got on the network. Calendar event. Am I not seeing the methods again? Why does that go away? All right, response.
You should look at
ID,
preview.
owner, user ID. Oh, you're right. Uh,
Okay.
owner, display name. Oh, I'm just calling it wrong probably in the view.
Oh yeah, it's in the template.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Oops.
What?
You call it owner user ID
Oh
dot.
shit. Thank you.
Right.
There it is. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Nice. So we renamed that. Right. So what else did we want to do? Um, add in
We
edit
wanted
stuff
to.
into the owner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So theoretically, the am I the owner? The am I the owner? This looks awful.
It does.
Is owner? Am
Is
owner?
me is me the owner? Not proper English, but
I don't.
me as owner.
Me as owner. I am owner. I own this.
Do I own this? Is this mine?
If if this is mine.
Sure. Or if this is my event?
Ugh,
I know.
I own event is owner.
I
Whatever.
yeah. I don't like the word I in there. I think that just throws everything off.
Okay.
But yeah, is owner is perfect for now. Until next week.
This dot ID. Basically that.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So, um,
Oh, wait a second. Hang on. Go back to that. This.id. What is ID?
oh, that's the component or the calendar event ID. You're right.
Yeah, we don't want that. That should
So
be
this
yeah, calendar event.
owner user ID.
Yeah. Okay.
Phew. So for now we'll just say is owner.
Don't you have to invoke it?
Yes.
Like, okay.
Thank you. How do I want to do this?
If okay.
I wish there was like an else.
Yeah, no, that would be nice.
Oops. Yeah. Okay. Right? Is that what I want? I think that's what
Yep,
I want.
I think so.
Hosted by you. Nice.
Now, grab an ID that is not owned by you.
Are there any?
Thought so.
There are.
Yeah.
So which one is me? I own this one, so I'm 1D. So if I take this guy. Oops. Dang it.
No.
Well, we got to fix that before we can look at other people's events.
Yep.
Okay.
The heck. So close.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can assume that it works.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Okay.
All right, so we're kind of running out of time. Do we want to either wrap it up or we can kind of dig into it a little bit and see if we can figure out what's causing it?
Okay. Sure. Let's.
Right. It could be something quick.
Right. So what's happening um, is when you refresh the page, it does all the like we basically ask Firebase, do I already have a session? And then instead of Firebase just telling us yes, it like resends the event of like your user is loaded. And so we're going through all of our login code, which involves redirecting the user to the dashboard. So we need to distinguish between resuming a session and starting a new session.
Right.
So what does Firebase service look like? Let's just breakpoint it and just walk through the Firebase stuff.
Sure. Okay, so if it's a session resume, then wherever they are, we just assume that it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to refresh the page here. All right, so we're in the init of Firebase service. So we're setting up our Firebase config. We call initialize app. We set up our event listener for on auth state changed.
Actually, so when we get this auth state changed, we issue a request to our server to say like get or create,
I think we do.
and then after that returns, that's when we navigate to the dashboard.
Right. So in app component,
So
we're listening for Firebase user loaded.
okay,
Where's that? Okay, and that's triggered here. So once we receive on auth state change from Firebase,
okay,
excuse me, we say if there's a user, then we trigger Firebase user loaded.
yep. Which that makes sense. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I
Okay.
think the issue is going to be with how we handle the response from our call. So in our API call,
Uh-huh.
no, not there. So
Oh, you mean okay.
what does login user do now?
So it calls create user, and then
Yep.
when there's a result, it calls post login.
Right. So I think we're going to need more information in the user result, such as was it created or not? And if it was created, then we continue on to the dashboard. So what does post
Why
login
wouldn't we
do?
just check the route?
Because if you, let's see, so if you go to view, then you'd be forced to log in, right? So then that would then So then you log in, then it would take them to the dashboard.
I think we only want to take them to the dashboard if they're on whatever our home page is. Otherwise, we just leave them where they are.
Okay. So then can we get the route in the user service? I guess we
Yes.
could.
Yep. We can get the activated route snapshot or whatever.
Okay.
So let me put a breakpoint in here. Actually, in here.
Yeah.
Run it out. Okay. One thing we're gonna have to do though when we do this is we need the guard service to like load the user or not forward the user until the user's loaded. Because I just got a bunch of errors because the component tried to load this event, but the user's not loaded yet.
Oh,
So
right.
that's something we're gonna have to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our user. Oh, you know what? This breakpoint doesn't really do any good right now because we don't have the route. So okay, so I think I don't remember.
This dot route.
Oh yeah, params. Does this return a promise? It doesn't. Okay, I think
No.
the route one does, but the activated route snapshot one doesn't.
Okay.
Um, Actually, I don't want the params. I want the URL.
Path from root. Is that what you want?
I'm not sure actually.
Because if,
I
'cause if that's just empty, then I think that's when you forward or empty or forward slash or whatever it is.
Okay, let's look at both of these.
Sure.
Oh.
Oh no.
Activated route snapshot? Really?
Wait. It's saying static injector error.
Yeah.
It's so hard to read. All right, let me go over to this screen.
It's saying activated or no provider for activated route snapshot.
Hmm.
Huh.
Okay. All right.
I could have sworn I've
That's
used activated route snapshot, but maybe
yeah.
not. Strange. Okay. Oops. Okay. Well, let's just see if it works like that, I guess.
Sure.
All right. Let me
Wow. Lots of
export
breakpoints.
this. Path from root is an activated
Okay.
route.
Which is just
Is like the whole
like
thing. The
yeah.
URL is a behavior subject, so I have to subscribe to the
What?
URL probably.
Yeah.
Um,
Unless you do the dot snapshot.
Maybe. Yeah. What if I dot snapshot dot? What if I just do that? Dang it.
And can you look at the dot snapshot again? Like
Where?
just do like a dot.
Oh, okay.
So what is fragment
I
or
don't know.
root? Oh,
It's
that okay. So that's an activated route. So what is root?
also an activated route.
Okay.
All right,
All
let's see what
right.
this looks like.
Sure.
URL is an empty array.
Okay. Which could be fine because that could have been like the root of the application, maybe. So if you go there, oh right, because we didn't log in. All right.
Hmm.
I feel like there might be some race conditions going on here. router URL. Oh,
Oh,
is
it's
it really?
router, not the route.
Okay. We do have the router.
We do.
That'd make things a lot easier.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Cool.
It's at slash, and this is slash view. Okay, so I think that's what we want.
Okay.
So if this dot router URL equals this, but it said that when we were on the dashboard. So
Yeah. It, hmm.
let's log out and log in. Okay, so that still works. So if I
Yep.
go here and refresh, and that works too. Okay,
Yep.
so now this needs to not happen until we have a user.
Okay. So is that going to involve adding a guard service?
Um, so we have our auth guard service, and it says you can't go there until you have a cached user. So if we just put that on our route, what does that do? I would think it would actually just prevent you from going there.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, so it kicks
Yeah.
you out. So instead, what we want to do is we want to know if we're actively loading the user. I remember doing this for work. Basically,
Yep.
once the user starts loading, we like triple flag saying like we're actively loading a user, and then this this guard service says, "Are we loading a user? Or do we have a user? If so, go ahead. Otherwise, if we're loading a user, um, then when the user's loaded, we like subscribe to that event. When the user's loaded, then we let him go through, essentially."
But what if at the time of checking we are not yet loading the user?
Um,
So I feel like we should have like a flag that uh, is something to the effect of like, have we tried loading the user yet?
mhm.
If no, then you basically wait until we start.
Actually, I think
I don't know if that makes any sense.
it does.
So it's like
I think
Firebase
actually
initialized.
we can possibly trigger off of. Um, are we saving the user in local storage?
We are.
Oh shit. So when. Oh, but it's all in Firebase. So would Firebase know right away if we have a user loaded? I feel like it does know that, right? But we're not using that. Firebase user loaded. Firebase user unloaded.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Could we look at local storage?
Okay, so we have an is authenticated.
Right.
Okay, so I think we can use that. So, okay, so this returns a Boolean. I think it can also return a observable of a Boolean.
Okay. Did the is authenticated? Did that return an observable?
No, but
Hmm.
if we want to wait for the authentication, then we have to always return an observable, and then sometimes we just resolve it right away.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So basically, if we are authenticated, then if this user service cached user oh, So otherwise, we need to. There's like a user loaded, right? On login.
I thought so. On login, is that it?
Yeah. So okay. So if there's a user, okay. So if we're authenticated, as in our local storage has user info, um,
Yep.
then if there's actually a cached user right now, we return true.
Yep.
Otherwise, we assume that the user is being loaded. So then we wait
Yep.
for the on login event, and when
Yep.
that happens, we return true.
Yep.
Otherwise,
Actually, can you step into the is authenticated?
sure.
So my fear is that. So is that going to cause a problem on line 34?
Oh.
So if we have, so we are a user,
So maybe.
or rather, we have a user.
So this loads the user right here. So
Yeah, it does.
so maybe we don't even need this.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like maybe we actually just return this.
Yeah,
Maybe.
sure. Let's try it. Did it? That didn't work, did it?
No, it returned false, so it kicked us out. Let's breakpoint it.
Hmm. Sure.
Oh, do you have time?
We got a few more minutes.
Okay.
Let's see what this results in.
Okay. Auth guard service. So here.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm refreshing the page. Pew, hit the guard. Go in here. User string is null.
Why would it be null? Is this old code or something?
No, because it led us through to get here, but then when I refreshed the page, it cleared it out.
Okay, why would it clear it out?
Does
Like, okay, so where do we write user to local storage?
function. Oops. Maybe we don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we did that in the
Oh,
beginning,
it led us
and
through
then
because of
we
this. Because cached user is populated elsewhere, but user string is never populated, or local storage is never populated.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, okay,
Okay. So we are we even using this?
probably not. If we are, they're broken.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, let's throw a card on there,
Yep.
and then although I guess it kind of belongs to that one
True.
defect.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna work on that next time then.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Do you want to throw the view event over? I mean, we kind of technically did it, even though
Well,
it
we
looks
did
like
it, but it's not
crap.
fleshed out at all. Like it, you know. So I think we're still like in progress.
Okay, fair enough.
Alrighty, cool. So hopefully we can continue again next week. Hopefully Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
Yep. Yep. Hopefully.
Alrighty.
Cross your fingers.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, all right.
See ya.
We'll see you next time.